Let's get Dino into the show. Now, Dino, thanks so much for joining us once again. Now, you picked West Indies in this particular encounter versus South Africa, but be honest, did you even think before the tournament began that New Zealand and West Indies would be the first two teams to enter the semi-finals?
Hello, Akash. Hello, everyone. Well, I did say West Indies will make the semis. I did say that. I did say India, but I did say Pakistan. I got that wrong. But look, it was a terrific game, actually. Two different types of games tonight. Tonight on a pitch that I must say, Akash, are you happy with the pitches that are being produced at the moment? Because that wasn't a great T20 pitch.
No.
And So all in all, it's all about taking the pace off the ball, and West Indies were brilliant at it. You got Budry bowled 3 overs, you got Gales bowled 3 overs, Ben's bowled 4, Bravo just bowled change-ups. So that's the key on these pitches. You've got to have lots of different variations, particularly taking the pace off it. Whereas you look at the South Africans, they had Rabada bowled 4, nearly 4, went for 38. As you can see there, you've got Morris got smashed for 33. But there are other bowlers who took the pace off the ball, Tahir, Wiese and Fengiso. They actually take the pace off it. So that's where these pitches are about to be going. You've got to take the pace off it, and we've got a term in Australia. Well, I've got a term, spin to win, and I think that's what you've got to have in your bowling teams if you want to win the World Cup.
Right, this match, of course, Dino, was played in Nagpur, the same stadium, of course, where India, remember, played New Zealand, and that pitch also was criticised by quite a few people for producing a low-scoring match and a pitch where the batsmen didn't find it comfortable at all. However, let's go back to our discussion on the West Indies, and, you know, the Windies, Dino, are very important, especially in the context of Team India, because they have one last game to play, which is going to be against Afghanistan, and you would assume perhaps that they will beat the Afghans, and therefore they will top their group and go through. Now, India have one last match as well left, but they perhaps cannot overtake New Zealand on net run rate, which means that in India could be the second team from Group 2 to go through, which means that that semi-final could be played between West Indies and India. It will be perhaps the second semi-final which will be played in Mumbai, provided, of course, India goes through. So in that context, the West Indies is very important.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've got a feeling that India won't like playing up against West Indies because the West Indies match up against them pretty well. They're not great players to spin notoriously, the West Indies, it must be said, but they do have the best number 6, 7 and 8 guys in the world. And if you take the pace off it, and Jadeja, of course, and Ashwin can actually shut teams down. But all in all, it's, you never know what can happen with the Indians at the moment, but I like the way the West Indians are bowling. That's the reason why I keep picking them, and I'll continue to keep doing that until they get India, because I think if India get through, which they should, I think they'll just get past the West Indies, but that might be their hardest match, to get the one against the West Indies in the semi-final.
What do you think, Dino, has clicked really for the Windies? Because here's a team that has seen so many controversies in the recent past, so many divisive factors in the team. And yet when it comes to these big tournaments, they all come together and gel so well and produce performances like they have been doing in this tournament.
Well, lucky enough for me with the Islamabad United, I had Budry and worked with Andre Russell. And these guys get it. They understand the beat of the game. They get together, got this wonderful team spirit. They've got this new song called Champions that DJ Bravo's doing at the moment. So they all just get together and they look like they're having fun. And it doesn't look like it's the end of the earth for them if they're playing. You could tell at the last few overs of that game, tonight's game there, they've struggled a little bit under nerves, it must be said. But they play best when they're free-spirited and they free-wheel it as if they've got nothing to lose. And I think the breath of fresh air. I just love the way they play.